Yes, two friends, God and a man, friends face to face. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Now, God called a man named Moses. When Moses was born, we all know the story. He was hid. And when Pharaoh's daughter found him, she named him Drawn from the Water. And somehow it seems like we don't really understand these things, because you have to take the whole Bible. Hebrews 10:7 says that in the volume of the book it is written, I've come to do your will. So everything is always about Jesus Christ. If you don't read Jesus in this wonderful, awesome book, you have not read the book. You've just gone into history, but you've never depth into the treasures of it. So when Moses was grown, God called him up a mountain. There's a lot of mysterious things that happen around Moses, and it's all wonderful stories. But in the spirit, it has meaning. So when they were on the mountain, God and Moses were speaking face to face. And we find this in Exodus 33, verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses face to face, as a man speaks to his friend. Face to face. Hey, looking in the eyes, face to face. You know, when you speak to someone and he doesn't want to look at you, you know something is wrong. But yes, two friends, God and a man, friends face to face. And Moses starts putting demands on God, because God wants him to take his people out. But he says, God, I'm not going if your presence is not going with us. And then Moses challenges God. He says, you know my name, and I have found grace. Oh, my word. He is pointing back to his name. God, you know my name, and I have found grace in your eyes. So what is the name of Moses? Drawn from water. Now, to understand that, we've got to go right back to 2 Peter. People willingly forget that the world is standing out of water and comes from water. And then he says, but the first world was destroyed by water. The second world was preserved unto fire. Now, water and fire are the two life-giving elements. You cannot go on this earth without heat and water. So here he says he knows that the world, this was after the flood, the first man that came up and God spoke to. He says, you know my name. I am drawn from water. Show me thy way. This is what Moses wanted from God. And I think when Moses said, show me thy way, it's like, I think he pressed a knob on God's plan. We know Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. So immediately, Moses zaps into the plan that God was going to now reveal. And he's like, I want to know. This is what Moses is. Lord, I have found grace, and you know my name. So I want to know your plan. And all God said to him, Moses, trust me, my presence will go with you. Moses was not satisfied, because all have sinned and lost the glory. Here is God speaking to Moses face to face, but man without glory. And Moses turns around to God. He says, show me your glory. God said, Moses, I cannot do it. For no man can see my face and live. How can that be? He said, thou canst see my face, for there shall no man see my face and live. Please, Moses is without glory, standing face to face with God. Face to face, speaking with God. Here God says, no man can see my face and live. I don't know about you, but this is confusing to me. But God said to him something else just before that. But I will make my goodness pass before you, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before you, and be gracious, to whom I will be gracious, and I will show mercy, to whom I will show mercy. He said to Moses, Moses, here is a place on the rock right beside me, the rock. Jesus faced Peter and he says, who do you say I, the Son of Man, am? And Peter said, you, Son of Man, is the Son of God. And immediately Jesus said to him, no man, no flesh and blood has shown this to you, but my Father, which is in heaven. So he went on and Jesus said, upon this rock I will build my church. And the church people grabbed it and they started the Catholic Church and they said, Peter is the rock. Listen, Peter was a man. Other people say it's Christ. No, we missed the story altogether. Upon this rock, Son of Man on Son of God, Son of Man in Son of God, Son of God in Son of Man, there I will build my church. That place, Jesus said, it's good that I go because I'm going to prepare a place for you that you can be where I am. Now God said to Moses, there is a place here beside me on the rock. Come, I'm going to hide you in the cleft of the rock, and my goodness will pass by, and my name will be called out. Here stands Moses in the place that God was going to prepare for people. He said, Moses, no man can see my face. Now, please, we have to just go back to this. The word for face here has two meanings. I think it's paunim. It means face to face. I'm looking you face to face. And the other meaning is the front side. In other words, God is looking Moses face to face. But he said, even though you see me now face to face, my front side, no man can see. Well, number one, man's lifespan is too short. I mean, Moses lived like 4,500 years ago. So he was not able to see what we are seeing now. But God said to him, my goodness will pass. And when my goodness passes, I will show you my backside. Oh, my word. The backside there is akhum. And that word means a rear point in time. Now, please note, Moses lived 2,500 years after Adam, after human creation. But we do not understand Genesis totally perfect. Because Moses looked 2,500 years back plus. And he's like, the backside of God. In other words, the starting of everything. The beginning. The scientists call it Big Bang. Oh, man. It's the big glory, I think. But he looked back and he said, in the beginning, God made the heaven and the earth. Come on, day one. Wow. And he goes on. And he describes everything. And every time God created something, what did he say? It is good. 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 Is that not awesome? The goodness of God passed Moses, and he saw how the whole of creation happened. But he was 2,500 years later, and you know what he did? When he wrote in symbols. So if you understand that Revelation and Genesis are both totally spiritual visions and spiritual revelations with symbolic language, we have to go back in the Word, because no man can see God's face. No man can interpret the Word but the Spirit. Isn't it a wonder that he says over and over, if you have an ear, you will hear, you must hear what the Spirit says.